Edson Bennett and the LA offense will get it first. A one-time Ram, Tanner Brown, now dressed in Saints colors, will tee it up and kick it away to Dean Connors, who scored 2 touchdowns last week, and Brennan Presley. Here is the undrafted tailback who shined at Arrowhead last Saturday in Kansas City, up to the 25 and driving those feet for 2 more to the 27.
And you're going to have to, he heard your scouting report, Rob.
Absolutely.
Stetson 4 of 6 for 38 yards and a field goal drive last week. More opportunity. He'll play this first half today against the Saints. From under center with Presley in motion, a jet sweep on the first snap, and they capture the edge.
Game-winning drive with 4 seconds left on the clock. In SoFi, he has been money. He looked to cash in to try to solidify himself as QB number 2.
And a fine start, picking up a first down out near midfield. Brennan Presley, who's earned more and more trust now in his second summer with the Los Angeles Rams.
This is a player the Rams offensive staff trusts, and what you're seeing is him get involved in the misdirection a little bit earlier with that sweep and the transportation schemes, as they like to call it, showing his speed out on either edge and really testing that space.
And it's such a great job there by the offensive play caller, Dave Ragone.
And now he finds the rookie, C.J. Daniels, who high points the football for a first down in Saints territory against Martin Emerson. And eventually they get to incomplete. We'll take another look.
Rams trying to go up on the ball there quick, and kind of those bang-bang plays where you don't know if he got that second foot down. The Rams are always going to try and go fast, steal a possession, get a snap off so they can't go back and take a second look at it.
All right, let's watch Sean McVay and the red challenge flag. By the way, the head coach doesn't have to throw that red challenge flag here in 2026, but you better believe Sean will. I think he had it out of his pocket and was conferring with Carl Sheffers, our referee. Did that second toe drop for CJ.
Well, I'm a little biased, but it looked like it to me.
Daniels, the only wide receiver the Rams added this offseason after trading up in the 6th round. And, Jordan, that surprised some people, but maybe not those who are a little bit closer to the inner circle.
Yeah, he is somebody who they scouted very intensely, JB.
I'm sure you had all sorts of pearls of wisdom teed up for us, Jordan. Unfortunately, we're going to pay
specs and get them on the board in person, really spend the day with them and really get a feel for it. C.J. Daniels was one of those rare prospects that they did go do that with and really came away so impressed with him.
Brennan Presley gets another target. He's had 2 great summers with the Los Angeles Rams. And he puts him in 3rd down and manageable across midfield at the Saints' 47-yard line. Jarquez Hunter getting the start at tailback once again. And there goes Daniels in motion, trying to pave the way for the big back in his 2nd summer. And that's no gain thanks to Isaiah Stahlberg, a 2nd-year linebacker. It's a big day for Jarquez. Looking for about a dozen, maybe 15 carries for him. Last year, appeared in 5 games, but all of his snaps came on special teams, and even then only experienced 22 of them. So almost like a redshirt freshman here for the Los Angeles Rams.
And as Rob mentioned at the top, watch what these receivers do away from the ball just there with C.J. Daniels getting into the stack the way he did.
And before going for it on 4th down, we'll see if Blake Hance at left tackle jumped early.
5-yard penalty, 4th down.
That'll back him up 5, and it's going to change the decision. The punter, Ethan Evans, will step onto the field.
Oh, there's no worse feeling as an offensive lineman. 4th down, going for it. Stakes are high, and then get a little flinch. Come out a little early, and then you're backed up, and the punting team runs out.
I got to tell you, though, watching Ethan Evans work on his foot over the last couple of seasons has been really fun. He always came in with the power, right? But now he's got a little bit of that precision, a little bit of that putter. Is that the right golf analogy to make there?
Putter, chipper, whatever you want to call it. Working on the short game.
A little bit shorter on the approach, too. Our friend Stu Jackson doing some great reporting on that off-season tweak. Here's Trey Palmer with a fair catch inside his 10. And before the first Saints possession, let's get to our Magic Keys to the game, brought to you by Disneyland Resort Magic Key Annual Pass.
decision day for some of these cuts.
Oh, decision day, such a big thing. Training camp going on, preseason football, guys trying to show what they're about. It's trying to decide those remaining position battles. Obviously, we've been talking a lot about QB2. We're going to be talking a lot about cornerbacks, defensive backs, offensive line, running backs. I mean, everyone out there is trying to make this squad.
And then the last thing I really want for your major errors last year.
Pinning the opponent inside its own 10, a good start in that pursuit. Zach Wilson gets the start at quarterback today for the Saints. A couple of handoffs. Andre Miller backing up a depleted backfield right now. Alvin Kamara, Travis Etienne, and Audric Estime among those we don't expect to dress. But the point is the Rams aren't the only team in the building today trying to sort out their QB depth chart. Behind Tyler Shuck, who finished second in Offensive Rookie of the Year voting last year, it's Spencer Rattler and Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I'm curious if Zach Wilson plays the entire game, because it seemed like a little bit of a competition between those backups as well. And you know, Zach Wilson, obviously a storied top pick from the New York Jets, and now has found his way to New Orleans, and we'll see what he's got today. Haven't seen a lot of live reps from the young man.
Or maybe we won't, because the Saints are play calling like they got a plane to catch. It's been all Miller, the third-round pick from 23, coming off a torn ACL. Eli Neal, who we did not get to see last week, at the linebacker level for the Rams, wraps up the tackle, 2nd down 6.
Well, the run-stop defense has always been a big point of concern for the Rams, and so if they are going to call the game like this, like they are going to try and catch a play, it'll be fun to see these big fellas up front set edges and see if we can't get some stops here.
And check out Cam Lampkin in the slot. That is a position where they are going to try to figure out what their depth is as they're determining those final roster spots for the cornerbacks.
Alex Johnson stands up, the pass catcher, as a late flag flies.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 65. Offense, 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So it was Bub Means with the catch, and offensive lineman Jeremiah Wright came in to try and clean up the standing pile, and he's guilty of the infraction.
It's such a point of emphasis to kind of like player safety. Is the play done? Offensive linemen are told all over the place to keep playing. The guy's still not on the ground. He's just trying to go finish. But that's the way it's officiated, so you got to be careful about that.
Yeah, Rob, what's maybe the memories? I know it was a long time since you had to play in the preseason, but for going against other preseason defensive linemen as an offensive lineman yourself, what are some of those little scrappy parts that maybe happen between the snaps that you got to keep an eye out for? You know,
it wasn't as bad in the preseason because, especially if you're young, you're kind of, eyes are big.
Games
you're just trying to get out there and complete your job to the best of your ability.
Had 4
more of the scrappiness comes during the regular season when guys already know that they're going to be around and they can go ahead and talk a little smack.
Or joint practices, but kudos to both the Saints and the Rams for keeping things above board this week in Woodland Hills.
We had a nice, clean practice, gentlemen. Very productive.
From what I saw with the Dallas Saints practice, that was not the expectation or what happened at all. So it was good to see a nice, clean day. And that's something Sean always talks about to his guys is really the quality of work. Because the preseason is handled the way it is, those joint practices are his preseason games for a lot of the starters and second teamers.
Alex Bachman is back. Alex Bachman to steal Jordan Rodriguez's line in Royal and Soul. A one-time Ram auditioning again late in this summer. Rams back on the gates, a second drive for LA. It's time for a player interview brought to you by the California Resources Corporation, helping the LA say hello. What do you think about Big Rob moving upstairs?
I'm fired up for him, man. I listened to the first broadcast, thought he did a heck of a job. So happy for him, and good to see you, Big Rob.
Oh, good to see you too, man. I just got to ask. It's year 18. There's a couple grays in the
developing a plan, and going every other day around that. Training camp schedule, finding a way to make myself feel good mentally and physically at the same time. So excited to get it going, but body feels good. Appreciate you.
Hey, Matthew, this is Jordan Rodriguez here. Thanks for joining us today. Just curious, can you take us inside joint practice?
And play rules football, and enjoy competing against another good team. Obviously, guys on the other side that we don't get to face very often. So when we get that opportunity to go out there and compete against other NFL players, it's a whole lot of fun.
Just overshot Tyler Scott there. We'll get it back to Matthew here. Rob, go ahead.
Now, Matthew, KDOT huge personality, and he is called Coleman the quarterback 2 of the offensive line. So, number one, are you worried about Coleman actually stepping into QB1, and then maybe talk about Coleman's impact, especially during these joint practices?
But yes, no, Coleman is the guy that leads the charge up front for those guys. He's such a great communicator, and great blocker, great understanding of where he fits in and all the run and pass game schemes, which is huge for us. Takes a lot off of my plate and allows us to play at whatever tempo we want to play at. If we want to get up there and play fast, he can get those guys set early and often, and does a great job communicating with the guys up front and myself, to our running backs, everybody that's tied into it. So Coleman's a huge part of what we do, and why we're so successful in the run game and the pass game.
And Matthew, having that continuity up front, I mean, those guys
get off the grass on 3rd down and long. Keir Thomas got a quick stop.
Neutral zone infraction, number 11, defense, 5-yard penalty.
Arguably the best time to give away a free 5, 3rd down and 21.
And I have to tell you, Keir Thomas is so good, as Rob told us last week, at reading that cadence, that, it's going to happen every once in a while. Plenty to give in terms of that yardage there.
Line to gain the 46 of the Rams. Called 3rd down 16. 4-man rush. The throw goes right in. It's picked. Intercepted at midfield. The Rams get a takeaway with A.Z. Hamilton.
What an awesome play. Read it the whole way. Benefited from the quarterback feeling that 4-man rush getting in, and A.Z. Hamilton capitalizes. Has been rotating a lot with those twos, trying to make it impact, trying to make this roster.
That's such a big thing, that what the Rams do with that, especially those inside 2 defensive tackles, they read the turn of the center. And so for everybody at home, if the center goes one way, he's basically going to get picked by the other defensive tackle on the side of his ear and wrap a guy around. It's a very hard, very difficult stunt to go ahead and pick up, time in and time out, because if a guy gets on an edge, he's going to get picked.
Hamilton was terrific last year at Fresno State. 4 picks there. Now one in the NFL preseason. Won the right to take my headset and take my job. So far away. Take us to the end zone here.
Okay, we got Bennett as quarterback.
It's Jarquez Hunter.
Flags are being thrown left and right.
All the flags.
That's a lot of laundry there, Brigitte.
Yes.
That's like your bid at the auction last week. They're just raining in like these penalty markers, but you were the winner, and thanks to your donation, over 30,000 meals for insecure Angelinos have been secured.
It's an incredible thing you did.
Thank you. Such an amazing thing.
Brigitte, have you ever thought about what it would feel like to throw one of those flags?
Well, that would be really a lot of fun. I paid money for that too.
I like the coaches around the league. Everyone's got their own flourish with the challenge flag too.
I could be the referee's assistant, just throw the flags.
All right, the penalty takes the Rams back to the 45. Brigitte, take it away.
Okay, come on, Bennett. It looks like it's going to be a pass. Come on, keep going, keep going. Oh.
That's rookie C.J. Daniels giving Brigitte and the Rams a 1st down.
And it's nice to see CJ start to get revved up a little bit. Like we mentioned, he's been someone that Rams fans and the scouting department, the coaching staff, they've been very, very excited about his potential contribution to this football team.
Especially go ahead and looking at that replay. We are talking about the small details that Sean McVay really cares about. And so when he's going to the ground there, he needs to go ahead and keep that ball nice high and tight, so there's no potentiality.
Be a running game. Come on, nope, they passed.
Another rookie, this time the tight end Claire, who had 7 grabs last week in Kansas City. How are you feeling about these 2026 Rams, Brigitte?
I love it. Oh my God, was an honor last week to meet them all. I got to sit next to Myles Garrett, who's so funny.
That had to be a great picture. I'm picturing the size of Myles Garrett, and you are a small person.
Well, we flexed together, actually, arms versus arms.
Oh.
Yes, I have a picture of that.
Did you have him beat?
No.
Ah.
I handed him the salt, though, and said, I salted you.
2nd down 9 here. That's Brennan
Go,
Presley.
Rams, go, 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 go. I think they got another down.
That's running tough right there, too. Finding the space, getting the void.
Throwing the arm in there, Rob.
Oh, yeah. First man doesn't take you down, go ahead, and that's enough for a first down. Great job by BP there.
And that's what, when people in this coaching staff, when they talk about their trust in Brennan Presley, things like that, you can depend on him to pick up those extra hard-fought yards after the catch.
Is this going to be a passing or throw? It's going to be a throw. Oh, he caught it. Yes, he caught it. Hooray!
Alex Bachman with that grab. This is his second stint with the Rams. He's a Westlake Village native, went to Oaks Christian.
That's a good school.
Little tempo here for the boys.
Come on, guys. In the end zone. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Almost.
Waters brings them close to first and goal. Second down and short from the 6.
That's something that Ron Gould, the running backs coach, always talks about, is go ahead and cutting off the heels of the offensive lineman. That right there, you see a little tap dance to get outside. What a great job by Waters there.
Yeah, and you've got two guys blocking in different layers. Mark Redmond close to the stack on that right side. C.J. Daniels in the second level. That is one thing that coaches saw from his tape last week, even though the stats weren't as flashy.
All right, Brigitte, call your first NFL touchdown right here. Hopefully this is the play.
This should be it. Oh, almost. It's on the 1 yard line. Oh, almost. So close.
Did Miles guarantee you a touchdown?
Oh, yeah, he did.
Okay, good.
Yeah. It's on the 1 yard line.
Great job finding the open grass. Falling forward for a couple close. See, that's a really good job there, not reaching that ball out and letting it go to the next play. So many young guys, they get around that goal line, they want to stick that thing out, and that's just where fumbles and only bad things can happen.
I wonder if they're going to do a quarterback sneak or they're going to throw it. No, they're going to throw it. He's going to do it himself. Oh, nope, he missed. Is it a touchdown? Yes.
It's close. They say they got him out of bounds right now.
They want you to get your money's worth, Brigitte. They don't want to rush you out of here.
They're stretching you out the best they can.
Okay.
And you said it right. It was supposed to be a pass, turned out to be a run, so they got it both. Ooh, that looks like a touchdown. There it is.
It's now in inches. It's just inches away.
As Sean throws that challenge flag with a little swagger there.
We're going to see some laundry out again.
Let's see it. Running, running.
Sean's coming out.
That's close. Depends on how quick that offhand hit the ground before he touched the pylon there.
On the field, that the runner is short of the goal line. We'll review the play.
These are the circumstances where Stetson Bennett really shines. The off-schedule stuff outside the pocket, and you don't always get those flashes of his brilliance in controlled settings during training camp.
Yes. I remember him from Georgia State.
Yeah, you guys know this from last game, I always like when guys take a minute to argue the play, too. I liked him sort of pointing and motioning to make sure, hey, you can't argue with this mustache, man. The man in the mustache is getting into the end zone here.
Of course, I just make a comment about not reaching the ball out, and Stetson goes ahead and reaches it for the pylon right there. Now it looks like everything's off the ground. That offhand hasn't hit. Ball has touched the pylon.
It is a touchdown.
Hooray!
There we go.
Touchdown! Touchdown Rams.
How could it be anything else for you, Brigitte? Thanks once again to your winning bid and your contribution to the LA Rams Foundation. And for the first touchdown of preseason game number 2.
You did great.
Thank you.
We'll see you Thursday against the Chargers?
Yes.
Okay, deal.
Good job there, extending the play. Stenson kind of had a man covered. Go ahead and let it develop, take off for the touchdown.
Stetson scrambling, Brigitte on the mic. It all adds up to a Rams touchdown and a 2-score lead in preseason game number 2 at SoFi. Ty Chandler with a chance to return for the Saints from his own 2. Slicing to his right, taking contact at his 20-yard line. The Saints will begin their next drive just inside the 30. And give Valkersol the special teams tackle for LA.
And that's going to be one of the most important things when we talk about the 5th cornerback battle, when we talk about the 10th defensive back overall battle to make this roster. Special teams is going to be one of the biggest factors here. We came up with the nickname Bubba Ball. Hopefully it sticks. I've been trying to make these nicknames happen, you know, Rob. So,
that's right.
But that is going to be absolutely key here, is how those guys work in every phase and try to stick on this roster, and it starts with special teams.
I mean, that's been said from day one of NFL football. If you're not 1 or 2, then you better be on special teams and you better be a contributor. If you're not doing something for the team in a positive way, you're not going to find yourself around very much.
Miller tripped up by Bill Norton on the Rams tackle.
Another Bill. I love when this happens.
That's Bill Norton, not Jack Heflin. My apologies to Bill.
Did you hear from Jack? Like, did he commend you for working his name into your first broadcast?
I did not. I do have to talk to him about it. You know, we made a deal. He's got to give me $50 every time. So I'm just going to go ahead and accrue interest on that.
Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. Wilson away from center. Steps up into trouble. Able to reset his launch point. Can he find a target? 6 Mississippi as he takes off. It's 3rd down and short coming. Alex Johnson and Darrell Peterson III ran him down.
Such a smart play by Peterson there, because he does drop into coverage, and he's kind of in that no man's land there once everything kind of starts going. And it's, do I continue to stay in coverage, or do I step up and challenge the quarterback? Very clearly there, he thought he was going to run out of bounds. And when he doesn't, it's like, oh, now I got to go hit him. But it's gang tackling, guys running the football. We saw that a lot on preseason game number 1. So it's good to see that made the trip too.
And it's a good way to never give up on a play like that. Even if you think the quarterback is going to run out of bounds, there's always the chance, like you said, Rob, that he could lower his shoulder and try to get a little extra of those yards. You know, in this case, it was really aware, smart play, and everybody did their job downfield to make things real cloudy for Zach Wilson there.
Well, I believe we saw that last year when I believe Patrick Mahomes decided to go ahead and lower the boom on one of those defenders, and so that's not something you want to be run over by a quarterback, that's for sure.
Wilson missing on the cross. The referee found Matzaval to keep the drive alive. Drew Wilkins, 2nd-year pass rush coordinator, calling the defense today for Chris Shula as the Rams continue to delegate responsibilities throughout their supporting cast.
Which is such a really cool thing. I know we kind of touched on it before about Sean letting some of his assistant coaches go ahead and call these defenses, but Drew is such an interesting thing because he started in Baltimore as a video operations intern in 2010. He spent 12 years there and works his way out to outside linebackers coach. His little stint with the Giants, the Patriots, and then he comes here as kind of a wizard of pass rush and pressures and twists and stuff like that, and I think it's been showing up on Sunday. Great.
It's awesome, that background too, because when you are in the video department on the football side of the building, you literally see every single cut up of every single snap around the league, and you are packaging all of that together for the coaches. So the massive arsenal of film that Drew Wilkins has seen has had to start informing some of his creativity as pass rush coordinator.
Absolutely.
Another 3rd down chance for his defense, this time on the plus side for New Orleans. They need 3. Going to run for it. Contact in the backfield, and the Rams shut it down.
Great job there by Eli Neal. Just shooting the gap, creating a lot of confusion in the backfield. Big jump stop to go ahead and get to where he wants to go. We'll see it right here. Now this is what we saw a lot during scout team defense with the starters on offense, and it was quite annoying there sometimes. But he does such a great job, and he's not afraid to go shoot his shot, get downhill. He doesn't make the play there, but he does make the play with his effort.
Slows it down long
100%.
enough for everybody else to get there. What I really loved seeing there was how everybody's eyes were so clean. There was a misdirection player coming all the way across the formation, and nobody budges.
And they get a pass breakup and takeaway on.
Touchdowns on the end of that.
And making that bar even higher to clear in the process. What I love is what a mismatch opportunity he is in the red zone, where the previous season the Rams really wanted more production. Now getting a full training camp with Matthew Stafford, because Matthew Stafford was injured through most of last training camp. This connection has already been so strong. We saw it all over the place in joint practices earlier this week. It's going to be a fun one to watch.
Jarquez Hunter, we know he's strong. He's a state champion power lifter. From his high school days, he squatted over 600. A lot like Rob, he can jump out of a pool in cowboy boots, and he drives those legs for a first down.
I mean, some of that is correct. I do have cowboy boots, and I have gotten out of a pool before. You know, I'm not so much jumping out, but I am a great swimmer. Just ask, if you get a chance to, ask Reggie Scott. Thought he was a better swimmer than me. I'll just let everybody know at home he was not.
You know, Reggie listens to these, Rob, so he is going to send you a text later, I'm sure.
I'm going to send him a text showing him this exact clip.
A flag comes in as Hunter tries the left side.
Number 83, offense, 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
Mark Redmond from the tight end position. Now, we talked off the top of this show about the quarterback split, right? Rams trying to decide who's going to back up Matthew Stafford going to Australia in week 1. Stetson Bennett gets the start, gets the first half. We'll see the rookie Ty Simpson after halftime. Stetson not only scrambled for that touchdown, he was 4 for 4 on the most recent drive.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Sometimes it just takes a minute for a player like Stetson, who I would sort of refer to at times as a gamer, because when the lights are on and he's starting to feel it and kind of in that flow, that's when things, you know, I'd like to see him with just a little bit more. The throws that are sailing a bit on him, I'd like to see him bring those down. But as he continues to get into a rhythm here in the last 5 minutes of the half, we'd really like to see a little bit more of that.
You know, it's interesting because on the one hand, this is his age 28 season, right? You've probably heard the refrain, he's older than Hurts, he's older than Lawrence and Tua and Herbert. But at the same time, those championships at Georgia are a long ways back in the rearview mirror. He's not played much beside preseason football since.
Yeah, I got an opportunity to talk to Coach Rags this week, and they kind of are treating him not in the exact same way, but kind of a similar path to Ty, because he doesn't have that game experience. He's got preseason experience, but regular season game experience, he doesn't quite have it. And so I think they're both kind of on the same path. Stenson obviously with a little bit more experience in the preseason.
Rags really got the coach's cam bump. I mean, he went from chatting with us to now calling plays and joining you on the podcast.
What a superstar.
That's a real ascent for him.
Oh, he's the man.
Let's see what he's got for 3rd down and 3. With Stetson at the switch and Claire in exit motion. Blitz picked up. The throw behind it was also behind C.J. Daniels.
Nice job by Waters here, man. Sometimes you just got to stick your body in the way, and he did get knocked a little bit, but, man, he sold out for that, and that's what you like to see to get the throw off.
Most of that is just mentality right away. It's like, do you have the confidence and the ability and the fearlessness to go ahead and try to get the block done? Because if you're scared going into it, you're not going to have a great chance to have it done.
Rams going for it on 4th down again. They need 3. Stetson lobbing the ball. Looking for Bachman. Knocked off his route, and a flag comes in to extend the possession.
Best play in football right there.
Absolutely it is. I just wish he threw it a little farther so the ball could be down there, as a former offensive lineman.
Pass interference, number 36, defense. Ball's placed at the spot of the foul.
And great job by
Automatic.
Bachman there, trying to get his hands to the ball, showing the contact, the restriction. If he's just running with it and saying, they're going to call it, maybe he doesn't quite get that.
That's Lorenzo Styles, the rookie out of Ohio State, with the flag. 5th-round pick, son of former NFL linebacker Lorenzo Styles, who won Super Bowl 34 with the Rams, and older brother of Sonny Styles, 7th overall pick in Washington. Officials getting their camera time today as well.
Looks like we got 12 somewhere.
Defense, 12 players on the field. 5-yard penalty, first down.
There it is.
Yeah, I like to think that throw to draw the PI the way that it did is just call, hey, throw it down the sideline right in front of a sideline judge.
It is, but you can see he was clicking through his progressions,
Yes.
trying to get underneath, and then he
Yes.
feels like, all right, it's 4th down. I can't throw this thing away. Let's give my guy a chance
Yes.
to go make a play. Obviously gets the call. That doesn't go down in the stat books for anyone, but it moves the team forward, so it's a great job there by a quarterback wide receiver.
Man, I always feel like receivers should get credited for that and should get, this is a scorching take by me, but that's a fun little stat line to keep track over the years. I believe it was, Torrey Smith, the best in NFL history at drawing that deep PI. But like you said, Rob, a really smart heads-up play by Stetson to see that opportunity.
Second down and a small handful. He's going vertical. He's going end zone and tried to drop it in the bucket for C.J. Daniels. You know, we started this segment by looking at Davante Adams. Even as it took a while for him and for Matthew Stafford to align last season, he was drawing those important drive extending flags.
Yeah, it's an important part of the strategy of moving the ball down the field. I know that, you know, it's not the most fun thing to watch every time, but every little bit counts. And man, there are not many smarter football players than Davante Adams.
I mean, if you have a chance to talk with or sit down or just really see an interview with Davante, you realize how much he plays the game within the game, the little details of things. Like, there's been so many highlights throughout training camp, and he's running down the sideline, and all of a sudden those hands come at the last possible second, just at his waist, catches the ball. You know, the defensive back doesn't even know that he's caught the ball because he produces such late hands, and he does such a great job with such those little details. And then you go ahead and tack that on with the supreme talent that a Davante Adams has. You know, it's just a match made in heaven right there if you're a quarterback.
Keeper game, early to the flat. It's C.J. who could not get away. And they're going to say he was down and wind the clock inside the 10.
I could talk about Davante Adams all day because when he first got to the Rams, here's a look at the play. Stetson Bennett sees his man, leads him. C.J. is trying to get those extra yards. Obviously, you want to hold on to that through the down.
Mm-hmm. But that's those little details that the Rams always talk about. You go down to the ground, you come up with the ball. Don't let that thing pop out. Don't let somebody make a bad call or anything like that. Just don't put him in that situation.
Dean Connors is in. Another red zone rip. This one too tall. Second down and 6 from Stetson. Garrett Nelson trailing in coverage. Third down and goal with a 10-point lead. Not quite angle, I should correct myself. There's a first down available at the 1-yard line.
One last thing about Davante Adams, if I may, you guys. Talking to him and hearing about how he talks about football, it is no small surprise to me that Sean McVay pursued him as intensely as he did in free agency, because Davante Adams, the way he talks about football, reminds me a lot of how Sean McVay talks about football.
Drop back game. Third down. Stetson's already scrambled for one. Stetson goes in again.
The stash is loose.
Great job there. He must have heard me on the broadcast talking about extending it earlier in the game and just go ahead and getting in there. But you take what the defense gives you. If they're blanketed outside and you got some room up the middle, you got great athleticism here. The edge gets collapsed. Nobody replaces. Great job by Blasky there. And a little swag step in there.
Yeah, did a little high step, shook the arm off a little bit. But, you know, he's got wheels, guys. Stetson Bennett can scoot.
Wow, great job there. Let's see what Mevis is.
Today, you know, Ron, I'm a big fan of watching how you teach these young running backs, especially when you get these guys who so badly want to make an impact in the preseason. What are some teaching points you've imparted to Dean Connors and Jarquez, Alex Waters? What are some of the things you've made sure those guys keep in mind in moments like this?
Well, that's a great question. You know, one of the things we want to always work on is just the fundamentals. And we want those guys to have the right fundamentals. We want those guys, when I talk about having the right eyes, that's in the pass and the run game. And then I tell those guys to trust what they see and go play fast, and we'll live with the results.
And there's certain things, Ron, it's clear you can't coach all of these guys. They want to be physical. We've seen some really nice pressure pickups earlier. What is your message to those guys when sticking their face in there and trying to help protect the quarterback when it's called upon?
Well, let me let you know something here. We don't put any run plays or pass plays into day one install. The first thing we put in is protection. And I tell the guys that we can't protect, we can't play. And so the guys have done a great job of just embracing that, valuing the fact that we got to keep the quarterback clean. And so those guys, they've done a great job up until this point. Jordan, now he's got to get his hands inside. I told him, I said, hey, look, God has blessed you with long arms, you know, and so you got to use it in that situation. He did a great job of stepping up, but the thing I want him to see is use his hands more in that one situation that he had.
Hey, Coach, Rob here. Thanks for coming on.
What's up, Rob?
How we doing?
You guys, I'm doing well. I'm going to tell you what, that offensive line down, they're blocking their tails off.
Looking good. But, Coach, you talked about the technique and the fundamentals, and you're not installing on the first couple days because you're always talking about pass protection. I was fortunate enough to be with you for a number of years. And we
play these final 2 minutes of the opening half. Ron Gold is still with us down on the Rams sideline. Thanks for coming back for a couple more, Ron. You know, there are running back tandems, and then there are Kyron and Blake and what they mean to you and to the Los Angeles Rams with over 2,000 rushing and 16 touchdowns on the ground last year. How pleased are you to continue to work with them in 2026?
Well, it's an honor and a blessing just to have an opportunity to coach these young men, all of them. You know, Ronnie included in this, and you know, and the guys that are playing today. You know, we have a phenomenal offensive line. Those guys, they block their tails off, and for me to allow those guys to trust their technique, their fundamentals, and then go play fast, that's one of the things that I'm really pleased with. I'm so excited to have these guys back for another season. It is, every day is like I'm in Candyland, you know, being able to coach these guys. So, like I said, it's a blessing and an honor to be able to be here and also be able to coach these running backs.
Ron, I have to tell you, man, we are so appreciative of you being here. And I say you are one of my favorite and one of the best football coaches I have ever been around in my career. Now, saying that, I got to ask you, you got any coaching for us here up in the booth? Send us some wisdom.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to stay in my lane. That's one of the things you learn early. Okay, don't get outside your lane, stay in your lane. And you guys are doing a phenomenal job. So that's all I'm going to tell you.
We appreciate you, Ron. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a blessing to be on this. Bye-bye.
All right, 4th down and 6. The Saints will punt, and Stetson Bennett may get one more chance before half.
You'd love to see him capitalize on this with just a good 2-minute drill, because if you talk about how you're running the offense and the huddle command and the crispness, nothing shows it better than the 2-minute drill. You got to be on point. Everyone's got to know where to go, and you got to play on everything that they talk about from the quarterback position: details, timing, accuracy, and rhythm.
Ryan Wright's punt is in the air, and a late fair catch signaled for and taken by Bachman. It gives us a chance to point out that would normally be Xavier Smith's role. We saw him with a big 40-yard return to set up a Rams touchdown last week. We hope that means what it usually means for Sean McVay and the Los Angeles Rams, that if he's not back there today, they've got him ready to roll for Australia in week 1.
Man, I don't know how you can watch that young man play football and not feel inspired, because a couple of tough moments that he went through at the end of last season and continuing to show up and make his own future with this team, doing everything he possibly can, contributing everywhere. Sean McVay said something amazing about Xavier Smith. When you care much, you feel much, and I don't think anybody embodies it like Xavier Smith does.
It's hard not to root for a guy like that. I know I was singing his praises all last preseason game, and I'm going to go ahead and do it again. I mean, he is what is right with the NFL. I mean, the guy just goes to work every day, a smile on his face. It's the same guy in and out.
C.J. Daniels got the drive started. Bennett looking for more. Nice layered throw to the 45-yard line. Tyler Scott takes the elevator to go get it.
And now they're moving quickly to get to the line of scrimmage. Obviously, consideration of the time, Rob, for the offensive lineman getting down there. Probably not the most fun thing in the world.
Well, exactly why they call the timeout right there, to go ahead and let the big fellas take a break. So we're going to see, let's see it here. Number 1, we first got to talk about protection. Great chip there by Claire on the right side to Blasky, especially for those longer developing routes downfield. Just something on, presence on the edges to go ahead and chip them, run by them, just get them from stop them from getting upfield so fast. Sean and Rags, obviously, Nate Shieldhouse have done an amazing job with that, just controlling the offense. And if they're trying to push the ball downfield, they're going to go ahead and mess with those edges.
Another 20-yard gain for Tyler Scott. Gives the Rams a chance to tack on points before the break. Stetson sets the laces. Lets it go to the sideline. Again, he's got the rookie from Miami shoved out with another first down, this time in Saints territory.
And look at C.J. Daniels' hands here. You can tell, Rob, that's a point of emphasis after the play last time. Now, I know he's moving out of bounds on this play and not like the last one, but you can almost see his hands strain to make sure that he's securing that football.
He's also going to get the ball.
Yep.
Obviously he's running out of bounds and separating, but he's high pointing that ball, getting his feet down, making sure that he is the only one that's coming down with that ball. Another great reception right there. Offensive line hustling to the ball.
And you could see Ryan Wright, the Saints defender, try to rip that. Seeing that play from earlier, C.J. Daniels said, my football.
Final 40 seconds. Bennett has time to the sideline and too tall. With a 5'10" Tyler Scott this time with T.J. Hall in coverage. The clock will stop for 2nd and 10.
Yeah, a little bit earlier on this drive, I really liked how Stetson was able to sink that football between the two defenders. I'd like to see that again on some of those deeper passes.
That's someone that Sean brought up, Tyler Scott, having, you know, unique speed and acceleration to kind of go ahead and take the top off of defenses. So they got a close eye on him about how he can use his natural abilities to go ahead and help the Rams.
Hey, we're in Stetson Bennett rushing territory now, aren't we, fellas?
Pick up the first down first. 3rd and 1. Hunter barging through behind his pads for 1st and goal with 16 seconds left.
That is not a man you want to meet untouched in the hole, because he is going forward with his head and shoulder down.
They'll clock it with 7.
Now, Jarquez is still not wearing gloves. I don't think that's ever going to change. Rain, sunshine, or out here in beautiful Southern California, but he is a load when he comes through that line of scrimmage.
And it's good clock awareness, good time awareness here. You might get a chance to run one more play. If you don't have it, you need to make sure you set it up well for your field goal unit.
No timeouts left? 2 timeouts left. There we go. Looking at the wrong one. No.
None for the Rams.
None for the Rams. Sorry, I'm looking at. For those at home, I have never actually seen a game from this side of the field. I'm very much used to looking from the other side of the field. So this is, I'm still trying to get my eyes right.
That's Matthew's problem. You don't have to worry about that, right?
That is true. I definitely don't worry about that on game days. Most of the time, because I'm just trying to breathe.
Stetson in this half, 19 of 30, 181 passing, 2 rushing touchdowns.
Huddle's been good. He's been in and out. Guys have been kind of on the same page. Obviously, there's going to be some little details that we aren't privy to or miss, but from the overall perspective, it seems like he's running this offense very well.
How about the defense? Punt, interception, takeaway on downs, and punt the last 4 times that Chris Shula's group has been on the field, giving Stetson a chance to deliver the exclamation point before the half. Lets it go early. Back shoulder to CJ, not this time. As Daniels denied by Lorenzo Styles, leaving 4 seconds on the clock, and here comes the field goal unit.
If you guys could see how wide the Saints played that front just now, and you guys know exactly why, because Stetson Bennett hurt him on the ground. That's what a running quarterback can do, especially in the red zone. They played that wide front, and then, you know, obviously didn't get the pass there, but set it up well for the field goal unit.
Those interactions that we just saw between the head coach and Stetson Bennett, very characteristic of the training camp the Rams spent at LMU. That's why even with drafting Ty Simpson, you know, Bennett had stayed atop that.
These two quarterbacks, Brenda, what do you like that you're seeing from both of these young guys? You know, from Ty last week and so far from Stetson today.
I mean, Ty Simpson had, I think, he had such a great week, such a great showing. It's been really fun to see Bennett 2 rushing touchdowns. We're not used to seeing our quarterbacks rushing touchdowns. It was really fun.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to see Matthew Stafford trying to.
No, I don't want to see Stafford running for anything.
Well,
he needs to stay in a bubble.
Well, Brenda, last 2 times that Matthew has thrown for 40 touchdowns in a season, we won the Super Bowl and he wins an MVP. So I think that 40 touchdown mark is. Let's go ahead and keep the rushing touchdowns for those younger guys, and then Matthew go ahead and spin that thing out in the end zone.
New quarterback for the Saints. Spencer Rattler takes over.
Great tackle.
It's Trayton Welch with the first catch of the second half for the Saints. Alex Cook ran him out of bounds.
Yeah, Brenda, what do you want to see from some of these young guys who are really trying to work their way on this roster? What if anything, sticking out to you so far?
Watching so far, we were just talking about we have so much more depth than we actually even realize. It's been really fun. This running back core that we have right now is insane. So we have so many options. It's just really fun to see these young guys out here. This is my favorite thing about preseason, is we're getting to watch a lot of guys that we're not very familiar with, and that we haven't really seen, and they're all fighting for a roster spot, which is just really exciting.
Yeah, it's everything, and being in the details, and just trying to make an impact without getting maybe carried away or trying to do too much. I know that can be such a tough line to walk. I would be so nervous down there.
Completely. I'll never forget, like 3 years ago, I remember watching a preseason game and like clocking Jordan Whittington, be like, oh, he's a great blocker. I was like, and you know how much McVay loves a blocking receiver, and then they benched him because they knew how great he was, and we're like, we can't get you hurt because we need you, and look at him now.
It seems like there's a couple guys today that have been doing that.
Oh,
Xavier
yeah.
Smith over there, not dressed up. It doesn't look like Desjuan Johnson is dressed up anymore. So it seems like they've done enough throughout this training camp and through the whole offseason to go ahead and.
Oh, come on.
Good game tackle there to secure their spot for the LA Rams.
No, let it rip, girl. Let it rip. We love it. We love all of it. Yeah,
Ronnie Bell with that catch, 3rd and 4.
With Desjuan, and he's a player that I know has been a fan favorite, wanting to see him stick.
Yes.
You know, going from quote unquote, I hate this name, Mr. Irrelevant. I hate it. I hate that name, but man, has he found a way to be very, very relevant for this depth chart, because so far it's looking like, especially him moving to defensive end, that he could really be their 4th guy there.
See if this Rams defense can get off the grass to begin the 3rd quarter, protecting a 20-point lead against Rattler and the Saints. On the roll to completion, back to Bell. And he's got a new 1st down near the 40. Cam Lampkin makes the tackles.
What'd you like about that play?
I didn't like it at all.
You see me setting you up. We really,
Oh, yeah, I didn't like it at all. I was like, he's even a catch.
I can't wait for you to let it rip.
Happy to take that tackle, but. Uh-oh, it's a slide.
Number 69, offense.
There you go.
5-yard penalty.
Doesn't count anyways.
Replay
So
third
there's,
down.
I take it back. Love that play. Loved it. Loved it so much.
Brenda's 2 for 2 with a couple of Saints
call
positive plays being wiped away by penalty.
We'll take it. We'll take all the penalties.
call a touchdown next, Brenda. Come on. It's so fun to see all of the work that goes into these guys just getting prepared for all of this. And I know you've been at a bunch of practices as well, and training camp at Loyola Marymount. Are those just like a really good, fun day for you?
It is truly such a dream. Oh, wow, what a catch. There's the flag.
Jalen Moreno Cropper has the catch and a 1st down for now. We'll see about the penalty.
Oh. No.
Thought we'd go 3 for 3 there.
No, that penalty was on
Pass
us.
interference, number 21, defense. Penalties declined. Results of the play. 1st down.
Back to Jordan's question, though. I know you visited with the
Yes.
team in Woodland Hills recently.
Here's the thing. Anytime that I step into SoFi or any practice, like training facility, it feels so jarring because I am so starstruck by every single person. I saw Chris Shula, and I was like, Chris, hi. They probably think I'm insane, but I just love this team so much. And every time I'm at a practice or anything, what I realize is these guys are having so much fun. I had the privilege of, come on, we're letting Spencer Rattler fun for it. I love that these guys are having so much fun. We've got a chat with Jalen and Trent, and they seem like they're having so much fun here in LA. And to me, that's when you're playing the best balls, when you're out here and the camaraderie is huge and you're actually having a good time, also while playing great ball.
And that's all brought down from Sean, too. That's the culture that he brought in, that he brings in, of like guys want to come to work. They want to show up, have fun while still getting their work in. I mean, you said it beautifully, Brenda.
And every time I'm there, I'm going to be honest, I feel like I was built in the wrong body. And I was like, I feel my adrenaline gets pumping. I'm like, I think I can jump in, guys. I think this might be the day. Rob did retire. They are, there's an open slot out there.
Absolutely. There's been, always a need for offensive linemen. So, I figured they'd go ahead and throw you some shoulder pads and go ahead and get on in there.
If I had your shoulder pads on, they wouldn't know the difference. I think they take a quick look and be like, she's got the same energy.
Same energy, same frame, easy.
Brenda, we haven't introduced the 4th member of our team, now 5th member. Down on the sideline, our Emmy Award-winning reporter Darren Haynes is with us. He said we could have his per diem if he could jump in and ask you a question. So we're going to open up his mic. Go ahead.
You can have it all. Eat everything you want. But Brenda, if you're going to play a role in this Rams movie, who are you playing, and what's the final scene look like?
Well, here's the thing. If we're talking about sidelines, my goal truly is to be Chris Shula's assistant. That is my goal. That is what I'm always aiming for. I mean, if we were going to be really honest, I feel like I'd be a great edge. I'd be a great edge. If I was like 1.5 feet taller and like 200 pounds heavier, I mean, come on, you see it, right? It's like, it's all of my child actor anger that I've is built up. This is what it's for. All that rage.
They would never be able to question your effort either, because knowing your passion for this team, you would give it everything you've got.
I can run in heels, okay? If I can run in heels, I can get past anybody.
I'm going to go tell Sean McVay right now.
I don't think any of these guys could say the same thing, so you've already got that edge on the rest of them.
We were joking with like Kobe Turner and BY that there should be a play where they just like throw me over the line. They'll call it a send to Brenda into the end zone. It'll be an end zone play. Instead of tush push, it's a send to Brenda. Just throw over everybody. I was like, perfect.
I would really love to hear that called in the huddle too.
I would cry.
Yeah,
I would cry.
Yeah, I think we need to start a petition to name a play after Brenda this year. Yeah, you mentioned Chris Shula, Brenda. You guys have really come a long way, haven't you?
Well, I was saying this earlier. I feel, you know, as a couch analyst, I feel like we Rams fans, this is the one team that I feel like the moment that I feel like, I was like, gosh, you know what we really need? We need a proper run stopper. Couldn't afford. We really need a good linebacker. Landman comes in. We need to really work on our secondary. We get Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watts. Like, we are so lucky that I feel like our GM, our coaches, they listen to us. Or we just all maybe think alike. You know, great minds think alike. But it's so nice. This is a really exciting season. A lot of moving parts, but I mean, but I also hate being the favorite. Everyone is like, I feel like we have a lot of bulletin board material. I like being the underdog, but how can we be when we have the reigning defensive player of the year and name it?
I feel like pressure can be a good motivator as well. Expectations can be a good motivator as well. And I think these guys, what you mentioned it earlier about what you like about being around the team, Brenda, is the outside in, inside out.
Oh, come on.
No. Let it rip, girl. Ooh.
Going to be a flag on Alex Johnson, it looks like.
Yep. We called it in the first half, one of the...
Pass interference, number 36, defense. Ball's placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
You know, we called it in the first half when it went in the Rams' favor, one of the best plays in football because of how much you can move the spot downfield.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is tried to get his hands off and then, yep.
Brenda, how's Mac's fandom coming along? I know he's with us in the booth today.
Can I tell you, he is a native New Yorker, but he always says the Rams are our team, and the fact that he comes in fully in his own Rams gear goes to show you how much this team, how great this team is, how wonderful this community is, that we've made a Rams fan from a lifelong Giants fan.
Looks great in the
who we will be playing here in this stadium, and we will, and he will be in Rams, and he will be in Rams gear. Thank you very much.
Can I ask what it's like to be a fan? You have so many fans, but to be able to just be cut loose and be a fan of something, what's that like for you?
Here's the thing, I grew up loving sports, and to me this is like a different kind of, it's on another kind of level. This is, to me, the ultimate fandom. I like sports. It's always strange to me because sometimes, you know, when you're working on a show or a movie or something, you make it in this sort of bubble and then you forget that people will see it. Here, you feel the energy of your fans. It was something that was really fun about doing a sitcom is doing it in front of a live audience. You actually get to get the same vibes. Ooh.
Nice job there by Big Bill. Can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up, just as good.
Yeah, run 6'6", 336.
So basically my size.
And on the other side, you got a coach to pin those hands down, although if you're the Rams, you're happy that that did not happen just now.
See if they get a stop on 3rd down and goal from the 6. Rattler. Intercepted. Picked up at the goal line.
There we go.
Let's go. Run on it. That's it. We're going home. Bye.
They're cooking with Alex Cook. Touchdown, LA.
That's how we do it.
Let that man cook.
And that's what you saw from him playing in the UFL, making those big plays. When it comes to him, amazing job there, cutting in front of it. You know where the goal.
We could get a carve out in there, I think, right?
MVP shirt looks incredible, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's the best.
Start, number 70, offense.
Plus this year, there's a Wednesday. I'm pretty sure we already had a Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, there's all sorts
it's
of
all
days
days
of the week.
You got them all over.
Rob, does this make you want to, like, when you watch a game, do you have the itch to, like, be back in there, or you're, like, too soon?
No, I'm good. No, the way my knees feel and the way, you know, I haven't been under 300 pounds in a long time, and I am now, and so I'm okay with that right now. But, you know, knees are feeling good. I don't have to go out there and train like these guys. And I know that SoFi in a nice, warm August day can kind of feel like a greenhouse. And so it gets pretty warm down there. And so nice AC up here.
Rob, you used to love these, though. You get the sandwich possession, right? Where you get a touchdown and the defense has to go back out there and you just take your cap.
It's the best play in football ever. Well, besides victory, of course. But defensive touchdown, you kidding me? I get to jog out there for a field goal. Well, hopefully I'm not on field goal anymore. But, you know, jog out there, kick an extra point, and say, all right, boys, go do it again.
Rob, when those moments are happening, can you take us in the energy on the sideline? We feel like we kind of want to be down there feeling it, too. If we could kind of feel it all the way from up here.
Oh, absolutely, especially with the defensive guys, because defense is a game of energy. It's high-fiving, it's yelling, it's screaming, it's kind of all over. So those guys are all fired up all the time. When it comes to like real live games, an offensive line might give it like a hey, great job, but we know we're going to have to go back out there and execute our job later. So the offensive line is a little bit different because we want to stay as steady as possible, and then obviously defensive touchdown, you're going to get a little woohoo, and then from there back to the job at hand.
A third down stop to get Ty Simpson some work wouldn't be the worst thing here, though. Let's see if the Rams can do it. Saints need 5 inside of 8 to go in the third. Rattler throws the slant, and it's busted up. They'll have to punt. Nice here for Curie with the pass breakup.
Great job playing through the hands there. You're going to see it.
How about special teams?
Oh, very excited for us to see what Bubba's going to do with our team this year.
Yeah, we're starting to call it Bubba Ball.
Bubba Ball?
Do you like
that
I love
nickname?
it. I'm trying to make it happen.
I love it. Again, it's one of the things that I love about this.
We're just having so much fun, and coming here, knowing the type of team that we have, knowing the type of player I am, I mean, I tell them every day, like, I'm blessed and I'm thankful to be a part of this group.
We're blessed and thankful to have you. Don't ever leave us.
I don't want to go nowhere.
You know, Brenda sort of called her shot. You were exactly the type of player that she was hoping this Rams defense would bring in. And one thing I think goes a little bit underrated about your skill set, which is at the top of the league, is how versatile you also are. Can you take us inside how multiple this defense has the potential of being, including a player such as yourself who could line up just about anywhere, inside and outside?
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I had so much fun. I mean, you talk about guys like me, Quentin Lake. I mean, you're seeing some of these rookies out here, Nyes out here playing multiple positions. And for me, I think of it as like the offensive standpoint. I mean, when the O-line's out there and they're looking at the defense, who's in, the quarterback's in the shotgun, who's where, what defense are we playing? Trent's inside, Q's at safety, we switch, I'm at corner. I mean, like, I feel like we're causing a headache just based pre-snap where we're going to align. So I know I've enjoyed playing in this defense at the different positions, but I mean, we have guys everywhere that can do many things, and you know, the season's long, injuries happen, and
his first 2 campaigns, which were stellar, double digits last year in year 3.
But also what I don't think you have, he passed the eye test. You watch those catches. Some of those catches are impossible. It's one-handed catches. He's not even looking. He's fitting into the smallest corners. It's the type of catches that he was making. Why? That's my big argument.
One thing we heard around the league, Brenda, is that sometimes defenses weren't totally convinced yet that he was passing that eye test, and then he started hitting them with like the gracefulness in his route running, and then some of the ways he can align. He wasn't just the physical crossing route receiver.
No, also his yak yards are insane.
Yes. Yeah. So the guy can do a lot of different things, and that's why he's become so valuable in this Rams offense.
He's also an incredible blocker.
I mean, the guy's as selfless as they come.
The late catch that was out of bounds was the best non-catch I think I've ever seen in Atlanta. Remember that? Oh, my God.
The catch that should have been a catch.
It
The catch that should have been a catch.
Don't even start me with that Atlanta game. I'm still holding a grudge.
Yeah, Brenda, we talked a little bit about like invisible stats that we feel like players should still get credit for. Do you have any? I know I'm putting you on the spot. Do you have any that come to mind, like a stat that doesn't count, but maybe that a player should get credit for?
Like a diversion, like diversions. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know how people used to always say, like, how is Cooper Kupp always open? Because he's such a great blocking receiver. He would go to fake block and like run his route, and I was like, that's how he got open. So it's like a diversion stat would be nice.
Yeah, and 2 points per drive added probably on that one. Yeah.
You never know when the love of the game route is going to turn out into one of the most iconic plays in franchise history.
Yeah, Ndamukong Suh right up the A-gap, and Stafford unfurls it. I will never forget being in that press box that day.
Suh.
And then Stafford running down, screaming. That was when the Soul Stealer emerged, my friend.
He's actually screaming at someone on the sideline. Big Dave Edwards for the New Orleans Saints. That's who he was yelling at to go ahead and get his butt lined up and get set. Dave, obviously a big intellectual, said, we got time. I can jog my way down there. Matthew, a little bit more fiery. He's just please get down and get set.
Monty Rice rushing with his hands up there. Deflects the pass to set up 3rd down.
One thing I've liked seeing, they're using Monty Rice off the edge a little bit. They're asking him to come in for that extra heat. I like that that's been a part of this game plan, right? Really seeing what he can do in that versatility. And, of course, you love to see a guy get his hand up at the right time.
Absolutely. As an offensive lineman, you hated that more than anything because you locked him down, you kept him in front of you, and he just puts a hand up, bats a ball down, and all of a sudden you're going on to the next down.
Yeah, I feel like, Rob, all of these calls that we're on, it's equal parts excitement and trauma for you.
Yep. I'm still trying to work through it, so, Brenda, if I start shaking here, just, it's okay.
I think I'm going to trigger you more. When you watch me, oh, come on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, come on, get him down. Oh.
C.J. Donaldson behind his block, fumbled late, but out of bounds.
Great hustle there by Big Bill Norton. Big fella getting down. Obviously, they think they got him tied up. Doesn't give up on the play. Look at him churning down there. Now, Brenda, I've been trying to convince Bill to become an offensive guard for, as long as he's been with the Rams. And so I'm still going to give my pitch for that. Bill, you don't have to do that on offense. If the guy's running down there, all you got to do is make sure he doesn't fumble. You don't got to go make a tackle, save your energy, get ready for the next play. He's probably dead tired right now. So, Big Bill, if you see this, offensive guard still an opening.
I have a question for you. When you see everyone lined up at the line of scrimmage, can you see what play that they're about to run? Do you still have that? Is it this is what they're going to run? Especially
in the preseason because it's very vanilla.
Of course.
I have a pretty good idea about what's coming.
Fun.
I don't want to try and Tony Romo this. Obviously, he knows way more than I do. Being a quarterback, I was just a lowly offensive tackle, but knowing the vanilla-ness of the offense now, I have a pretty good understanding of what's coming. When is it coming? Like the first play that Ty had in there, little quick hitter just to go ahead and get your quarterback comfortable.
Ball's out. Do the Rams get another takeaway in the red zone?
Let's go. Let's go.
They did.
Who was that?
That's our guy.
Bailey again.
Wesley Bailey.
He's having a wonderful game.
If it's not him, he's all fired up for it.
Yeah. Who was it?
Great punch.
Oh, great punch. We love a punch out.
We call it the landman punch here.
Oh, he's...
Screenings. We already talked to Trent McDuffie, one of the new defensive stars. How about Jimmy Lake, who gets to work with him for the 2nd time in his career? Jimmy, good afternoon. I know you were together in Seattle, and you get him again here in Los Angeles. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing, guys? And, hey, one thing I'll add, Brenda, you got to stay here for every single game. If we're going to get 2 red zone turnovers with you in attendance, you need to be at every game and the road games included.
I'll take all the credit. I was down there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're keeping a stat sheet for her up here, Jimmy. And, man, we also love talking to Trent McDuffie, who I know you are so excited to coach. What can you tell us about Trent and also Jalen Watson that maybe the average fan or viewer might not know about what they do on the field?
Yeah, well, first we'll start with Jalen. Obviously we have a long history together. Got him out of St. John Bosco when I was at the University of Washington, out of here locally. And, one quick story with him, I knew when he was going to be a really tremendous player for us. He started a game at Colorado as a true freshman, and this guy named Lavinska Chenault, who was a really big-time receiver at the time, caught a touchdown on him, and it was a really, really close play. And Trent came to the sideline and didn't blink one time. And you could tell he just had that even-keeledness about us, that mental toughness about him, and obviously that's showing now with his college career and his NFL career.
Yeah, and his versatility, and then I have to tell you, Jimmy, being at practice and seeing how many different things you guys can do in that secondary, not just with Trent and Jalen, who adds this size that I think the Rams were really wanting at that other outside corner spot, but Captain Q on the inside as well. Has that been just the most fun ever, figuring out just how many rotations you're able to do at this point?
Yeah, it really is. Sean preaches we love smart players, and all those additions that we've had, and obviously Q is already here. Just competitors, extremely smart. We can move those guys around. Trent and Jalen, they bring so much toughness to our team and to our defense. And they're just so smart that they're able to react and be coaches on the field. And that's a coach's dream.
Hey, Jimmy, Rob Havenstein here.
Hey, what's up, Big Rob?
How we doing?
I don't know if I can call you Big Rob anymore. I've seen you, man. You know, you look like a tight end now.
Can I be Tall Rob?
Yeah, you can be Tall Rob.
Okay.
You will always be Tall Rob.
All right, perfect. All right, for these guys out here playing, Coach Sean had mentioned talking about looking for DB10 or CB5. What specifically are you looking for these guys? Is it position flexibility? Trent had mentioned that about he's going inside and then he's out, and then Q's playing safety and now he's playing the nickel. What are you really looking for those guys out here today?
Yeah, really, you know, the first thing we're always looking for is just toughness, and mental toughness and physical toughness. You know, this is the highest competition, you know, in the world in football, and we want to see guys that are able to.
Thank you to Brenda Song for spending part of your day with us and bringing us one quarter closer to kickoff in Melbourne.
No, thank you guys so much for having me. This was truly such a dream. I may be sneaking in here every week just behind Rob. You won't see me, right?
Perfect.
He'll just steal his little, he'll steal a mic and just hide behind Rob. No, but this is truly such a dream, so thank you guys for having me and putting up with me for the past quarter.
We were honored, Brenda. Honestly, you rocked it, girl. And we're
So
keeping
sweet.
your stats all season. We are, yeah.
Well, Jimmy Lake had mentioned it, that he wants you back in here. So are you making the trip to Melbourne?
We would like to.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
We're going to have to talk to Jimmy, make that happen. He did put in the request, but thank you so much.
If Jimmy said it.
Jimmy said it.
Thank you guys so much. This was so lovely.
I mean, Senda Brenna is in the game plan now. You can't
Send
take
her
that
Brenda
back.
to Melbourne. See? It works.
Perfect.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Brenda.
Award-winning actress, Ramss super fan, and as we said, a ball knower, joining us for that third quarter. We send her on her way as we continue with Rob, Jordan, Darren, and JB. Ty lets it go right side, and it's complete to True Edwards.
Seeing a little shift here in the offensive tempo, going
Yep.
first down in the gun, let it air out a little bit, see what the young man has. So far he's delivering. Puts a nice ball on the outside away from the DB.
Man, and I love the confidence, too. I mean, him knowing where the hands of the receiver are going to be. And then a couple plays ago, running. We love to see the slide also.
Yes.
Thank you, Ty Simpson, for doing the slide. Safety first. But, yeah, the confidence is palpable here with Ty Simpson in the game. And this is going to be a fun quarter.
Edwards the motion man. It's a gun run with Waters sifting his way through the left side. Stood up in the hole, but churns for a couple below the 45. Jackson Sermon wraps him up. And Jackson's a former Cal Bear playing for his dad, Peter Sermon, the Saints linebackers coach.
Good double teams there.
Yeah, you got to love seeing that.
Oh,
Rob,
yeah,
up
sorry.
here.
No, every now and again I catch myself watching the game still as a right tackle, so I'm probably watching a little something different than you guys at home. So between the right guard and the center on that last play, knocked him off the ball, about put him on the ground on that first hit.
Listen, we want to be the change and talk more about the linemen here, the big guys up front. So, yes, Rob, any thought that comes into your head, you let it rip, my friend.
I love it. Right there is exactly what Brenda was talking about, the diversion plays. You run those keepers, you got to be pretty good sellers on the offensive line. You know, you got to go ahead and sell it, get those linebackers to take a step or at least hesitate for a little bit here. Great job. I mean, the backside end crashed so hard, he thought it was a run all the way.
Yeah, I love seeing that play action with the long boot. Man, that takes me back to 2018 a little bit. But the handoff there to really sell the run fake, and then all of those linemen selling it the way they did as well. That is a little detail that makes a difference on a play like that.
Short set for Simpson. Lobs the ball back shoulder and well behind C.J. Daniels. Whereas last week it seemed like Max Clare was kind of the focal point of the offense. Maybe C.J. Daniels today has been a healthy portion of the game plan, getting him ready to contribute early in this season if necessary.
Well, the coaching staff wants to get a great look at C.J. Daniels as well. Again, this is a young man as a rookie who really has stepped up all throughout training camp. And sometimes the game situations aren't necessarily going to dictate to you that you're maybe the heavy target share guy. But the way he was so involved last week away from the ball really showed coaches something special.
Oh, absolutely there. Even on that last one you saw, make sure I know who I'm talking about here.
Throw me a number if you want, Rob.
Can't find him. 16. believe.
True Edwards.
True Edwards, yeah, that was true. True with the short motion down in there to go ahead and insert through the C gap to go ahead and get his assignment. It's something that Sean and the Rams ask these wide receivers to do all the time, to compete without the ball. Sometimes, i.e. Jordan Whittington becoming fullbacks out of 11 personnel and doing some fun stuff like that. Kind of the same thing there with BP. Entering through that C gap, trying to get his job done, sticking his face on somebody, and obviously BP is not the largest man on the field.
I'm old enough to remember Ben Skoranek going into the backfield, putting his hand in the ground.
That's kind of where everything originated. I mean, Ben had a screw loose or two, and that's what made him great.
Yeah, you want to talk about a guy who loved playing on special teams too. Holy cow!
He was darn good at it. Fourth down here.
Some in the Ramley might attribute the Rams' guts on fourth down to Jordan Rodriguez and all the work she did on the Rams beat, asking about fourth down attempts all those years. Here they are on 4th down and 2 from the +24, and it's in.
Plays were ran, and what kind of blitzes came too. So for me, I'm just trying to be locked in. That's all.
Now, you've rushed over 1,000 yards in 3 straight seasons. Like, what's the next step for you in this season, Kyron?
I think it's continuing to keep getting better. Continuing to keep with less opportunities that I get to run the ball, make those opportunities count. I think for myself, it's being able to trust myself, be patient, great pad level, and have great bursts. And when I get to that 3rd level, that's where the money's be made. So for me, it's just honestly going back to the fundamentals with this running back stuff and just continuing to have fun with it and being free.
So Puka Nacua said, like, you set the tone on the mentality of the offense. Why do you think he said that?
I don't know, man. It's just because I think a lot of these guys out here, we play hard. It's not just myself that does it. Puka, offensive lineman on the tight ends, receivers, we all play hard. But for me, it's just the love for the game that I have, man. I love this game more than a lot of things in life. And so when I get a chance to go out there and, be able to play this game, I bring everything I got with me.
One thing that you really loved was when Matthew Stafford said he was coming back for another season. What is it like in the huddle watching that guy throw the ball around and hand it off to you?
Honestly, man, it's a stillness. It's peaceful. Matthew's the type of guy that runs the ship. We have the great confidence in him to be able to do the things that he does. And so whether it's, passing the ball, handing it off, man, it's going to get done at a high level.
Well, hold on real quick. Big 4th down play. Looks like a timeout on the field.
4th and 1, baby.
4th and 1. What's the mentality of the team when it's 4th and 1?
You got to stop them. I mean, it depends on where it's at. Maybe the offensive ball, it's the offensive side of the ball, we getting that 1st down no matter what. I don't care who is out there. It could be, honestly, a brick wall. We're still going to run through it. So that's the mentality. On defense, probably the same. Don't let them do anything. They have the upper hand when they know the ball is snapped, but, you got to stop them.
You have the 1-2 punch of yourself, you and Blake Corum. How would you describe that 1-2 punch when defenses have to go against that and stop it?
I think it's just an ability to feed off each other. I think the things that I do is being able to put my foot in the ground and be able to slash runner. And the way he's able to come in the field and open up the field to all the things that he does. When he jump cuts, he's going from A gap to C gap and doing those great things. So I think we're just able to complement each other off by running styles.
Are you excited to go to Australia?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Anytime we get to play ball, anywhere, I don't care where it's at, it's a blessing, it's amazing.
All right, here comes the play.
Darren, that first back through C.J. Donaldson, and on the second effort, it looks like he's got enough for a 1st down, though I think from the Rams standpoint, they thought someone jumped.
All right, back here with Kyron Williams. Just what is it like just standing on the sideline, anticipating, like, hey, you're ready for game action, but obviously you're not going to be playing in this?
Yeah, I think it's honestly getting yourself mentally there. Obviously I'm not physically, can't go play, I can't go do the things I want to do, but it's being able to be in this building and envision the things that you inspired to do this upcoming season. So for me, honestly, it's just being able to take all of the sights, the sounds, the smells, just get myself comfortable being back here and, playing football.
When you look at the top 10 Rams rushers all time, there's only one active running back on that list in the top 10, and it's Kyron Williams.
Back to 27 in the Rams. Jarquez Hunter gets a new drive started.
And we knew he was going to get a lot of carries this game. The Rams coaching staff wants to get a really good look at this deep group of running backs, and I like seeing Jarquez Hunter execute a variety of runs. You saw him pop that one outside. They need to see these guys do a lot of different types of things. Again, we said it at the top. It's not just about the stats or the score. It's about all the layers of the details and the things you can do.
And speaking of those details, Jordan, you saw him when he bounced out. He had the ball on his inside hand. It's always a big thing that Sean talked about, is when the ball's in your inside hand, it's obviously closer to the defense. So what he does there, he has time, he's not in traffic, he switches the ball over. That way he can use that hand to stiff arm, He tried to hold himself up and keep going. But it's those little details that really jump out on film, especially when you have a guy like Sean McVay go ahead and critiquing you.
I would bet you that Sean McVay is going to point that out in the meeting rooms after this game next week. I would bet that is circled, highlighted, and put up on the big screen.
Absolutely it is.
Ty trying to pick up 3rd down and 3. Throws it behind him to Hunter. He's got work to do. Surrounded by Saints. Stays on his cleats. Spins off a hit and moves the sticks.
There you go.
Oh, you love to see the energy right there. What a great play. I mean, that man is a bowling ball when he gets going. Let's see it
Look
shake.
at him. First contact. Nope.
Selling out his body to get the first down. You love to see it, and you love to see the energy after, because Jarquez is he's a very controlled guy from what I've seen with my time with him. For him to get up like that and show a little energy there on the sideline, especially at the Saints sideline, just kind of letting him know who he is. You love to see that.
Ryan Taylor shaking up, trying to make that tackle on the second-year back out of Auburn. He goes 5'10", 211, and packs an even bigger punch. A new first down for the Rams. 7:30 to go. As they hand it off, I want to go back to our conversation with Kyron and to that play by Cam Curl in Chicago. Jordan, you've covered this team a long time. We're now living in a world where they've extended multiple safeties, where they've extended an off-ball linebacker, where they've extended a running back. What does that speak to in terms of the caliber of players and people that the Rams have identified here in Los Angeles?
Yeah, and let me be so clear. Every football player deserves to get their money, and I know we all agree on that. But this is a team that their roster building model did not always allow for certain positions to get those contract extensions. But the scouting department a couple of years ago identified the type of player who they call a Ram. And it is based off of evaluations of players such as yourself, Rob, of Robert Woods, who's now down there coaching on the sideline, et cetera, et cetera. And they're looking for players who have all of the intangibles as well as that bona fide skill and ability. And all of those players you just mentioned, JB, have been called by coaches and scouts a Ram in every sense of the word. They go about their business and they just make plays, and Cam Curl really came through for the Rams last year.
A back-to-back sensational catches. The first by True Edwards, this one by Dan Valeria, former quarterback himself, to keep the drive alive.
Yeah, when Sean talks about being a Ram, Jordan, too, like for those of you at home, like what does that really mean? It means being a glue guy. Like you're just a personality that fits within the culture that Sean's trying to do, and you kind of make yourself almost invaluable because of the way you bring your teammates along, the energy you bring. I mean, I already mentioned it, like just talking to Kyron Williams got me all fired up, and now I might have to change my answer to Brenda. Be like, no, I'm ready to go. I'll go ahead and block for that guy all day. I mean, just hearing him is electrifying.
Yeah, he's a thermostat, Kyron is. He takes people with him. He brings them along. Man, I have to say, too, as a reporter going into the locker room and asking guys, hey, can you explain these concepts to me? Kyron Williams is one of the best teachers I've had in my entire career. And he just has this way of explaining something that brings it to life. It just makes you, I mean, it makes me want to go out and play. I would get absolutely annihilated if I tried. But he really understands and knows how to communicate well, and it's part of the reason his teammates love him so much.
But this is a great example right here. I mean, Kyron Williams, back-to-back, I think 1,000-yard seasons, and he's there charting for the preseason. He's got a highlighter clipped in, as Darren mentioned, but he's still involved. He's doing the little things. The guy just loves football. I mean, look at him. He's got the buffs on. Those are new. Kyron looking good, but man, he is locked into this game, trying to help out his guys any way possible, and that to me is what makes him like a true Ram.
I'm kind of jealous of the highlighter situation there. I mean, I have my highlighter, Rob. As you know, I brought all the art supplies to this booth, but also I'm kind of jealous that mine doesn't clip onto the front collar like that. I'm a little envious here, Kyron.
We'll have to go to Walgreens after this and make sure we get some ones with some clips. Maybe a little click top too.
Some clippies.
Let me pivot to Ty here, Rob. And I want to ask about something that Sean commented on, which was not his box score, not his touchdowns, but the way he got in and out of the huddle and kept their operation on schedule last week in Kansas City.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, you're the quarterback. What they teach everybody in an NFL huddle is that when the quarterback comes in, no matter what you're doing, you shut up and you look at him. And so if that guy, it's his huddle. He has to have the command. And so when a guy comes in, whether he's a rookie or, year 37 with Matthew, like no matter what it is, it's their huddle. They have to have that command. And that's something Sean is looking for day in and day out about how do you bring those guys along? Like when you say the play call, are you saying it with a question mark at the end? Or are you saying like, listen, man, like it's, I'm go ahead and deal this thing out and I'm going to spit it out to you. It's just confidence in that huddle is such a big thing.
Second down from above the 10. Back to Hunter. Steps through a tackle. How about another? Jarquez Hunter to the house.
And multiple tackles broken on this play. And that is the power lifting, but also a little bit of that delicate way to just step through and really know your space and know your body. Contact balance, we like to call it. So that mixture of power and awareness. Great play by Jarquez Hunter here.
I mean, Kyron talked about it with Blake. Watch that jump cut. Boom. Sticks both feet in the ground, gets out, and then he's just finding space and running forward.
Yeah, you're not going to bring that young man down just by grabbing a shoelace.
Nope. And you see the tight end, Dan Villari, fall down.
Felt that he could really start feeling the flow of the game, as Sean McVay likes to say. They said, all right, Stetson, go let it rip, and especially in the red area, that became Bennett ball down there.
Oh, absolutely.
His tap on Thursday at joint practices where he and Ty split the backup reps for Matthew once again. He finished the day with a red zone touchdown in that joint practice against the Saints and did not turn it over. So a couple of positive steps for Stetson Bennett again here this week.
Yeah, David, those turnovers are going to be such a big thing. Whether they're in practice, joint practice, in a game here, not giving the ball to the other team is, well, I guess giving the ball to the other team is one of the big pet peeves Sean McVay has, and especially any head coach, offensive coordinator. So great, you love to see that.
And I'm excited about this drive here because Drew Wilkins called a shot right before halftime. He wants to keep this score at 0 on the Saints side.
Last week they didn't allow a touchdown. Today, try not to allow a point. The visiting Saints will wrap up their preseason with the Cowboys next, the Rams and Chargers on Thursday night here at SoFi before all of our eyes turn to week 1 in Australia, the Melbourne game between division rivals. Spencer Rattler playing Frogger back there and sliding through. We're inside 3 to go. Preseason game number 2.
Jackson Moy really wanted that one. You could see it. You could see he'll probably get that back the next time he gets an opportunity at the quarterback. He really wanted that one.
Yeah, great job flushing it by Wesley Bailey, though. Taking the top off it. Great job by Rattler avoiding, but awesome job getting the edge and trying to reach and run.
You mentioned Bailey there. We should update our audience. Maybe they haven't seen it yet on other platforms. That unfortunately, Keir Thomas is out the rest of the day, suffered a groin injury in this game. We don't know the extent of that injury, but we hope it's not another summer injury that's going to prevent him from being a contributing member of this team like it was a year ago. As Rattler slides the pocket on first down and will eventually dump it to the sideline. The reason I bring that up, one, just to pass.
We've already seen a defensive touchdown. Maybe we can finish on 2. No, it didn't happen here. But maybe it's coming later.
Brock Steiner, rookie tight end with the catch.
During the 2-minute drill, great job keeping that tackle in bounds. Clock runs. Great job. 3rd and 5 here.
And I like how Az Hamilton tackles. I saw that a little bit at the joint practices this week.
Yeah, that was physical.
Hit the out on 3rd and 5, and that's not nearly enough. Driven out of bounds right away as Welch made the catch. Valkersol in airtight coverage. And so it's 4th and 3 from the 31, and the Saints offense clearly going for it.
Because Jordan said so.
Well, I like to think no. I mean, I love going for it on 4th down. That's no secret. I just say let it rip all the time. With all due respect to the punters.
Rattler extending the play and the drive. He runs out of bounds with 54 seconds to go. So Shuck is atop the depth chart. He thrived against what some would correctly identify, I think, as the easiest portion of the Saints schedule last year. We'll see what he does in year 2 for New Orleans. Behind him, Zach Wilson got the start today. Rattler next in line.
And I don't know if the Saints organize their play the same way that the Rams do, but I did think it was notable that Rattler, being a part-time starter and then the backup last year, got the time after Zach Wilson did.
Hamilton's had a nice game in the secondary, and Jordan, if you want to put any closing thoughts on the secondary writ large for the Rams here as we wrap up game 2, go ahead.
I just think fans can get really excited about how multiple this group is going to be. So many of these defensive backs can rotate into multiple positions. You've got Quentin Lake playing in the star. He really helps them defending any type of personnel. Made a couple of nice plays from that position at joint practices. And then you've got inside outside players like Trent McDuffie. Jalen McCullough can come in and be your sub-package player. Has played even a little dime linebacker. It's a constantly moving solar system, and the center of it will of course be Myles Garrett.
I mean, Jordan, I think the most important thing, what Trent said during his interview, is the personnel shifts of Q's at the star one time, and then all of a sudden it's the same people in the game, but they're playing different positions. And as an offensive lineman, that really messes you up, because we're looking to see personnel, who's on the field. Do they run a big guy in, a small guy out, whatever it happens to be. And if the same guys are on the field and then they're just switching positions, you may think Quentin is playing the nickel, and all of a sudden he goes back to play safety, and then your count's wrong. And if someone is wrong on offense, then you're not going to have a good opportunity to have a good play. And so, like, the variations of different personnel groups they can get with really the same personnel is such a hard thing for an offense.
Well, it sounds really familiar, you guys, because it's exactly what Sean McVay and the offense love to do. They call it the illusion of complexity, and they're going to be able to do the exact same thing on defense this year.
They're down in 5. And it's dropped. Bell had his hands on it. Hamilton again in coverage. It's 4th down once more. And this time it looks like the field goal unit coming on, including Tanner Brown, who began his NFL career with the Rams.
Maybe you heard footsteps over the top. Tanner Engel coming over, our human missile.
Yeah. A lot of car crashes when Tanner Engel is on the field.
I love the way he plays the game. Every now and again he'll do it in a walkthrough. He can, all right, calm down a little bit. I'm not wearing 8 pads, but.
Here's Brown, who spent part of the 04 season, the 24 season, I beg your pardon, on the Rams practice squad. No good! The shutout continues.
Drew Wilkins called the shot, wants to keep that a goose egg on the Saints side, and it looks like the Rams will really have a shot at making that happen.
For the 2nd week in a row, they get to win it in victory formation.
Let's see it hold down. Laces out, good. Just pushed it.
Yeah, just sailed.
Very happy to keep the shutout.
Through 2 weeks of the preseason, no touchdowns allowed for this LA Rams defense. Today, no points, period.
Bubba ball, one of our magic keys to the game, my friends.
Now that is the true best play in football. Victory formation.
What a day, a couple of rushing touchdowns for Stetson Bennett, who got the start. A pick 6 of 100 yards for Alex Cook. 2 red zone defensive takeaways for Sean McVay's Rams. Another dazzling day on special teams, and they cap it 34-0.
And I love seeing everyone come together on the field.